Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode review of Ninja Steel. And this one actually is kind of interesting because I definitely remember the original version of this. I definitely remember this. Too bad they missed a good joke that they could have put in here. And as soon as I get to that point, I will tell you the joke. So, anyways, Preston slash the Preston slash the Blue Ranger does his routine. His friends are rooting him on, the other Rangers are rooting him on, but Victor, like usual, Victor comes here to freaking do stuff. The other classmates boo because, well, Victor said, oh, you have a bunny in your hat, and the bunny's been in the hat. And it's like, yeah, that's a good trick. Yeah, thanks a lot, Victor. Again, you're a piece of trash. And, well, they are being dedicated to the show. The aliens have their freaking damn TV show, so they're definitely doing that. Interesting. They have a championship belt. And I will talk about what's wrong with that in a minute. And a crazy part's the bad guys decide to go down there. Yeah, I mean, you have the freaking final boss, the actual bad guy going down here himself. I'm like, what? Ooh, this is so not Go Sagers, which was Power Ranger Mega Force, but they screwed that one over. Anyways, so it turns out the title of the episode is the same name as his stage name, Presto Changeo. Interesting. Again, I still have to say, you couldn't make another name for him. I mean, you couldn't name him anything more. Like, frick, man. Yeah, it's like, wow, even R.L. Stine can dance circles around you naming magicians interesting names. Sorry, but it's something I have to say. So it turns out that his family is full of magicians, which I'm like, oh. And now thinking about it, it's like, could that actually mean he might be able to be related to one of the Mystic Force Rangers? Oh my gosh, if he is, awesome. Too bad it couldn't be the Yellow Ranger. Yellow Ranger actually makes an appearance, but the good news is that anyone, and I would still say, oh man, if you can make it real, I would love it if maybe cousin, make it a cousin. Get the blue and pink ranger from Mystic Force and make them his cousins. That would have been awesome. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. But they can't do it because they don't have relationships with them. Yeah, that's some bullcrap right there. But let's see what happens when it comes to that. So all of a sudden he has magic after all. His magical powers has been revealed to him, and it turns out that the ninja steel is giving him the magic, which is like, oh, so that's what you're gonna do. That's how you fix things. It's like, yeah, that's how you fix things. And Brody is apparently getting a car, and it turns out the car has some special significance. I guess I wasn't paying attention. So Preston is trying to tell everyone because he went all the way to the junkyard and tried to say, hey guys, I have magical powers now, but they're not listening. And instead he had to show them instead. And it's interesting that they picked green for the smoothie. Green slime, Nickelodeon. Wonder if that actually has significance to it. But anyways, Mick is talking to him, and of course, like he said, the Ninja Steel did it, but the Ninja Steel actually magnifies their deepest desires. Okay, that's interesting. Wonder how the other three will get affected by that. Well, I guess technically that means that the Pink Ranger will get more smarter. It gets smarter. She will know how to do more technological stuff. It's like, oh, okay. And apparently there's something called the bug cam, and well, the bug cam's there. That means the bad guys are going to come down, and they all show up. Oh my gosh, they all just show up down there. And the bad guy has some dialogue, which I have to admit is pretty cool, because he sounded like Shredder. I gave you a home. I gave you a place to stay, and this is what I get from you. It's like that. Gotta admit, that is some decent dialogue. Decent dialogue. Then out of the commercial, we get an awesome thing from Brody where, well, of course, he talked back saying, no, you kidnapped me, man. And then he snapped his fingers and the other Rangers come, and oh my gosh, the girl smack talk is horrible. it is horrible. I mean, if they actually were in WWE, people will freaking boo them. And not even by because they're bad guys. It's because the freaking way they're speaking. It's like, my gosh, you suck. That's the worst smack talk I've ever heard. I bet there's more smack talk that's horrible, but this one so sucks. And it turns out Lady Odious actually is like a consult. So when it comes to the main guy, Galvanax, yeah, bet it's more because I get confused. Anyways, so yeah, turns out that she's like a consult, and I think in the original version, kind of consult, kind of a consult. So let's see. Yeah, so instead, because of what Lady Otis told him, it's like, you're out of shape. Maybe one on one you could do something, but there's five of them and you're just horribly bad. And he's like, okay, well, fine, forget. And he sends a monster down with some minions. And well, this one is a funny one. Yeah, this one actually, the original episode was truly funny. I guess why not? We could talk about it. So the thing that they missed is the fact of this guy actually knows something about ninjas, and he's like, "Hey, Red Ninja, you're pretty green around the gills, aren't you?" He's like, "I'm not green, I'm red." It's like that was funny. That was freaking out funny. They didn't use it. Sadly, they didn't use that joke. That's pretty sad. Yeah, they just made him to like a surfer dude, which is like, well, that's even worse. So yeah, they didn't show this time that the morphers use the morphers to morph. They didn't do it, and then we get some nice stock footage. Whoa, that's nice. And then they had a nice add-on because the Blue Ranger was able to summon the dragon to shoot him from his wrist, which is like, oh, that was nice. That was a nice add-in. But of course, technically, it was the Red Ranger who actually used the fire blast. I think. Was it the Red Ranger? No, it might have been blue. Yeah, it might have been a Blue Ranger. Yeah, it might have been a blue because this was when this in the original version. This is where the rivalry began. This is where red versus blue began. Well, the Blue Ranger got a freaking ego boost and it's been inflated, and now, well, and while the monster ran away, he found some way to somewhere to actually hide, and then apparently he has a cam, and he's now blogging saying, "The Rangers got me down, but I'm gonna get down. Just you wait." It's like, my gosh, you guys are so sticking to that whole TV thing, aren't you? Oh, good lord, that sucks. So Blue actually tries to do the magic again, and well, Victor Vincent, really? Skolovich. I'm just trying to remember Bulk and Skull's original name, which is like, so yeah, because of the monster just spewing on three rangers, they got pretty sick. Yeah, they felt very ill, and well, Victor was chosen as the assistant for Preston, aka Presto Tingo, and he pulled out a freaking Jim Jaguar out of his hat. Oh my gosh. It scared everybody. They don't want to do anything anymore with the guy. It's like, yeah, Preston, yeah, we're not going to be a volunteer. And the other three apparently is on drugs. Just kidding. It because he got splashed by whatever he did, it made him very slow. Meanwhile, Preston actually cut a guy slash Monty, yeah, Monty, in half. And well, eventually after that, they actually had to go. Yeah, Preston and Brody had to go because the other three were outside, saw the monster, tried to morph, went so slow, and their ninja stars got taken away from them. Pretty sad. Then you have Brody says, "I want you to use your magic on him." Yeah, it's like, but my magic, it's not good. And it's like, dude, your magic wasn't being used because you weren't using it properly. You were using it for personal means. And that's why it sucks. It's like, we're going to do a Zordon moment right here. We're going to do a Zordon moment. Really? Really? So anyways, yeah, he used the magic and helped the others. And well, notice the fact that those two morphed, but they didn't touch it. They didn't touch the spin it. It's like, yeah, it's like, oh man, you guys suck. It's like Bandai America, you suck. You suck. And like magic, They made the rivalry disappear. The rivalry does not exist anymore. And well, the metal attack, you got to see the metal attack, and it's truly funny. Yeah, that was a very, very funny thing that metal can be used for. And the others actually join in for the Megazord because, well, they retrieved the Ninja Stars. And you gotta admit, it was a lame cover up though, because, well, the Red Ranger tries to do things alone in the original version. But this one, they kind of tried to make it seem like the Red Ranger is kind of doing it alone, but not to the point of where he wasn't thinking without the others. And then they actually summoned the dragon formation. This is where I'm like, okay, now insert the kids being screwed, getting screwed because they have the original Megazord, but they can't turn it into the into the dragon formation. Was it dragon formation? Well, that sucks. It's like, oh, you're gonna keep formation. That sucks. But anyways, yeah, for the poor kids out there, they're gonna try to do dragon mode too, and then they don't have the claws. They don't have the head for it. So it really sucks for them. It sucks for the kids. It sucks for the collectors as well. It really sucks. Now, here's the interesting part. Besides the whole cockpit design changed, the Blue Ranger is not in the driver's seat. But even in Zeo, they switched because they switch helmets, they switch. But this is even better. This is even crazier because not only it just switched hats, but they also switched cockpits, who's actually on the driver's seat in the Megazord. But instead of allowing the Blue Ranger taking hold and getting that saw, they decide to still have the Red Ranger in the freaking driver's seat, which basically makes me say, what the heck? No, no, bad. No, the Blue Ranger should be in the driver's seat, man. No. They're really getting rid of the whole rivalry part. They really are getting rid of it. So they had to defeat the monster, and then after that, Preston had to go and fix Monty because Monty got sliced in half. And it worked, but it kind of worked. It turns out that Monty now is welcomed to Minecraft. Yeah, my gosh, that was crazy. And well, they took Brody to the car, which it turns out it was his dad's old car. So that is what makes sense. Now, the last question I have to say is this: does he know how to even drive? To me, I would think that's gonna be. Yeah, they should have ended it with Brody's like, "Whoa, Brody, no, whoa, Brody, stop, swerve to the left." It's like that would have been cool. That would have been funny, but they didn't do it. So that's basically what happened in the fourth episode. I still have to say, not going the route of allowing the Blue Ranger to actually be, he's a wizard, Harry. Yeah, instead they allowed him to be a freaking damn magician, which I'm like, that's not a good idea. Mm-mm. You should have just teamed up and said, hey guys, can we sorta use your Ravencroft? Yeah, freaking Harry Potter, baby. Yes, combine worlds. That's what I would have said, is combine freaking damn worlds. If you combine worlds, that would have been cool. And of course you'll argue, hey, but he has to go to school, to normal school though. It's like, no, it doesn't really have to be like that. Brody doesn't really have to go to school. The Blue Ranger doesn't really have to go to school. He goes to Hogwarts. Maybe maybe the schedule for Hogwarts is different. Maybe the fact of he already kind of graduated and now he's thinking about what he's going to do with his rest of his life. Yeah, so why not allow him to be in the Muggle world? Why not allow him to walk and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, what the frick is going on here? And then he stumbles upon being a ranger and then it's like, well, I don't want to be a ranger. And then after that, he's like, well, might as well finish all this, do this all by myself, get out of this so I can actually figure out what I'm going to do with my life. That would have been cool. But of course, the drawback is the fact of, if we're going to have Mystic Force involved. If Mystic Force is involved in this, then that means that it makes it very, very weird. Yeah. Other hand, I guess it wouldn't make it weird because then he would learn how to become a ranger and a wizard, which that would have been kind of cool to see. But oh well. Anyways, that's just a little tidbits I wanted to add in. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for another episode review of Power Ranger Ninja Steel.